Welcome to another video tutorial. In this video, I'm going to quickly cover how the crafting mechanics work inside RPG in a Box. So how you can make a crafting system for your games. This is going to cover how to make the ingredients, how to make the recipe that brings those ingredients together to create a particular item, and then how to tie all that together using widgets and user interface to essentially create the end result. Now, I should also point out before we get started with the rest of this video that if I click the About button, this is the version of RPG in a Box that I'm using as of filming this video, version 1.0.7.1. It should be mentioned that at the moment, as of filming this with this version, there is also a slight bug with the crafting system that's going to be fixed in the next version, so 7.2 or whatever the number ends up being. But if you're watching this video and you're on the same version as this, if your version is the same when you check your About, then I will at the end of this video, so keep watching till the very end, I will at the end of this video quickly address the bug, what it is and how to avoid it, but I'm not going to cover it for the rest of this video because I'm going to assume that moving forward this is going to be a thing of the past anyway. So for the most of the video, I'm just going to cover how to use the crafting system. But at the end, I will address the current issue that you have, but won't be an issue for much longer, okay? Just so that if you're watching this and it's still this version, but you want to know how to deal with the bug, I will talk about it at the end, just so that it is covered nonetheless, okay? But just know that soon it's not going to even be an issue. Anyway, so with that all said, let's get started with going over how the crafting system works. So it's actually very simple to set up a crafting system in RPG in a Box. You just have to know how to do it and where everything is. So let's go over that now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the Items tab, because what we need to do is we need to set up some items that we're going to have as ingredients, but also as the recipe for the crafted item. So for the first example, I'm going to make a very quick, simple health potion type thing. So just using some quick, simple ingredients, I'm going to create an apple. So we'll just give it a description. And I've already created some images for this. So there's the apple PNG as our image. And obviously we could set this up to be consumable, so you could eat the apple as opposed to just using it as a recipe as well. But let's leave it disabled so that we're only focusing on using this as an ingredient for now, rather than also being able to eat it, even though realistically, you would eat the apple as well. So the other thing we need is a banana. It's just, yeah, I don't know. A banana is a banana. There's not much more you can say about it, is it? Select the image. And then the last thing I want to add is a glass bottle. And there's the bottle. So we've got our three ingredient items. These are the items that you're going to combine together to make a fourth item, okay? So let's make that now. So this is going to be health potion. Something like that. And this is going to be potion.png, okay? So to make a crafting system, once you've got your items set up, so this is the item we're going to make, and these are the items that make this item, what you then want to do is select the item that you're going to craft, and you want to scroll down till you find the craftable option, and you want to turn that on. Now, what that will do is that will show this ingredients materials list. Now, you'll notice that when I click the available items drop down box here, those actually shouldn't be there. Okay, those actually shouldn't be there. I obviously didn't, let me just exit to Game Manager quickly. And let me open this again. We just set up health potion. And let's just put the potion back in. And then click craftable on. Yeah. Okay. This is what it should have looked like, although even the health potion shouldn't be, and to be honest, that shouldn't be there because I haven't saved. So, I don't know. This has thrown me because usually, unless you save, you don't get the items in this list, and that's what I was trying to show, that the items should not be in the list. And the fix for that is just make sure you've saved after you create the items. Okay, so let me go back now and quickly set up the fruit again. I'm just going to type the same description as the name for now, just because it's easier. Save that. Actually, I didn't want to save. Whoops. Never mind. I can cover that. Banana. 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 Add. Bottle. Bottle. Okay. Go back to the health potion, and now if we drop this down, you can only see the apple in the health potion, and that's because I haven't saved since making the banana and the bottle. That's what I was trying to show initially. So if you've created a whole set of items and then you go to your crafting item and you don't see anything in the list, that's because you haven't saved. So make sure you just click save, and then when you come back to the list, it will have everything that you need to go in. So point is, make sure you save after creating items. So we want to turn this health potion into something that we can craft. So we've turned this button on. It's created. It's made this list appear, and we've saved our items. So now we can select from the available items the items which we want to basically make the recipe. Okay, to make the health potion. So in our case, that's the apple, the banana, and the bottle. So we add those into the ingredients. Now obviously you can make as many ingredients as you want. So if you had an extra piece of fruit that was going to go in, so I don't know, like a kiwi or something, I don't know, then you would create that and you would add it in as well. It'd just be a fourth ingredient. You can have as many ingredients as you want. Okay, so that's the item side of things done. So we'll just click save one more time. So we've saved our recipe. The next thing we want to do is go to the map. And in this map, I have a chest near the starting position where I'm just going to quickly pop the ingredients in so that we can quickly set these up. So we want an apple in the chest, we want a banana in the chest, and we want a bottle in the chest. So those are ready to go. So we'll save the map. So once you've created the items and you've put the items somewhere in your game, obviously we don't want to put the health potion in the world because we're going to create that. Now what we want to do is we want to set up the widgets for our crafting system. So you want to go to the UI editor tab, go to the widgets tab, and click create a new widget, add a widget. And I'm just going to call this crafting. Now there are two ways of crafting items in RPG in a Box. I'll show you both very quickly. So the first one is a very simple button that just immediately crafts a very particular item. So what you would do if you wanted to do that is you'd have your widget and you drag in a button, and let's label this button. Let's make that more centered. Let's label this button make potion, something like that. And essentially what this button does is if you select it and go to button action, instead of run script, you change it to craft item by ID. As soon as you click that, it will then give you a second option, which is the item. So we want to drop this down and select the health potion. So this button is just going to constantly make this specific item. So the way it works, and I'll demonstrate this in game in a minute, is it just takes the items from your inventory automatically, converts them into the crafted item, putting it into your inventory also automatically. So I'll demonstrate that quickly in game. So we'll save this widget. The last thing we need to do is we need to set up how this widget appears. I'm just going to quickly enable a couple of options. I want this to be draggable and have a close button in the top corner. And the last thing we want to do is go to game configuration. So I'm just going to double click that, go to the key bindings option, and I'm going to add a key binding. And I'm going to press L on my keyboard. You can obviously have any key you want. However, there are some keys that aren't going to work, and I'll put a quick graphic on the screen just to show that. So the keys that are in red you can't use, and the keys that are in green you can. So you know, refer to that list to pick a good key that you can use. I'm going to use L, and we want to change that to toggle widget. So this is what the L key is going to do. It's going to toggle widget, and we want it to show the crafting widget. So when we press L in game, it's going to show our crafting widget. So let's now save and test. So here we are in game. If we open the chest, there's our 3 items. We've got an apple, banana, and bottle. And if we bring up just our inventory and press the L key, there's our fancy crafting widget with our make potion button. So if you see it in the inventory, we've got 3 items. We've got the apple, the banana, and the bottle. As soon as I click this button, it's going to immediately convert those into a 4th item, the potion, like that, and reuse them up. Okay. Now the advantage to having this is that whenever you pick up a banana, an apple, and a bottle, you can just constantly click this button to keep making the same thing over and over again. But obviously this button is only going to make that one specific thing every single time, because we've tied this button to this specific entity, to this specific item. However, what if you want to create something more like a crafting bench in Minecraft, where it doesn't matter what the items are, you just put them in the right order and click a button and it will just make whatever ingredients fit a recipe. So let's go back to the RPG in a Box editor and let's design that type of system. So we're going to do away with the button, and we're going to add in 3 crafting input slots. So I'm going to drag 1, 2, 3 crafting input slots onto the widget. Obviously, if your recipes have more than 3, then you'll need to obviously have as many slots as you have ingredients for your recipes. Obviously, you can have different widgets for different crafting benches and things to have different amounts of slots. So it's up to you how you design your crafting system. But at the end of the day, just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to put the same amount of slots in as this recipe. You also need an item storage slot. This is where the crafted item is going to appear. So you can imagine our banana, apple, and glass bottle are going to go into these slots, and then the potion should appear on the right-hand side. And then the last thing we need is a button, which is going to do the crafting. So we're going to click this button, and it's going to convert these things into this item. So let's just make that a bit bigger. And we'll change the text on this to be craft. And instead of running a script, we're going to change this to craft items. So instead of item by ID, craft items. So what that's going to do is that's going to take whatever ingredients you put on the left-hand side in these slots, and if it can find a recipe that takes those ingredients, it will craft it into the item on the right-hand side. So it doesn't matter what you put in these slots. If it finds a recipe that matches those items, it will craft whatever that item is. So this is much more versatile than the previous approach. So we'll save this and we'll test. So we'll open up the chest, we'll take out the 3 items again. And we'll add our apple, banana, glass bottle down the left-hand side in these slots, click craft, and it converts that into a health potion, which we can then pop back into our inventory. And then obviously what we could do to fully embellish this is we could then go back to our items. We could select our health potion, and we could also make it consumable, so that once you've created it, you can then drink it, and it can have whatever health effects, benefits you want. So let's also cover how to use recipes that have more than one of a particular type of thing. So let's save this and let's create a couple more items. So I'm going to go add an item, which I'm going to call stick. And I'm just going to quickly draw this because I don't think I've got... Oh, I might have, but I mean, no, I'll just create one. Oh, I do already have one. I'm going to create a new one just so it's brand new. So I'm just going to quick example stick like that. And then I'm going to create another one called iron ingot. And I've already got an iron ingot, I think. Yeah. So that's that. And then the last thing I'm going to craft, well, not craft, the last thing I'm going to make as an item is a pickaxe. And the image pickaxe. So for this recipe, I'm going to turn this into a craftable item. But the ingredients for this, also again, just to highlight this, they're not going to be in the list because I haven't clicked save. The ingredients for this are going to be a stick and 2 iron ingots. So I'm actually going to add the iron ingot instead of adding it again, which I could do. Or can you? No, you can't do that. Oh, you can. It just automatically does the number for you. But you can also just do that by clicking the number as many times as you want. Yeah. So for the pickaxe, it's going to be 1 stick and 2 iron ingots. So in this case, unlike the potion where it was 3 unique items, this is 3 items, but 2 of them only 2 of them are unique. The other one is a duplicate of the same item. If that makes sense. So 2 iron ingots and 1 stick. We want to save this recipe. We want to go back to the map editor and add those to our chest. Let's also go to the iron ingot and make it stackable. And let's set the stack limit to 3, something like that. Let's save and go to our chest, add our stick and iron ingot. And we should be able to up that to 2. Okay, and let's save, and that's all we should need to do. So let's play the game. And open this up. So there's our stick and 2 iron ingots. Let's just craft everything. So let's bring out the original recipe as well. Open up our inventory and our widget. Let's make the potion first. So there's our health potion, which we can now right click and consume. Obviously it doesn't have a script on it, that's why the error. I must have set it to have a script but then never gave it one, so ignore that. And then our pickaxe is a stick, and we want to hold down the control key and click on the iron ingot, so we split it, and then put the 2 iron ingots down here, click craft, and there's our resulting pickaxe. And obviously you can go into the item editor for the pickaxe, turn it into a tool or a equipable object depending on what you want to do. So you can make your own swords, you can make your own tools, make your own health potions, all sorts of things. You can obviously use ingredients to make something that is also an ingredient for another recipe, if that makes sense. So, for example, you could have sand and campfire or something that then creates a glass bottle, and then your glass bottle could be used with the banana and the apple to make the potion, if that makes sense. So, you know, you can have ingredients also be part of another recipe. You know what I mean? So. But in essence, that is how the crafting system works in RPG in a Box. It's actually very straightforward. So that pretty much covers it for the bulk of this video. as I did say, I'm going to quickly cover the bug now, just at the end of the video. But if you're watching this and we've gone past version 7.1, you can basically stop the video at this point, because everything I've covered in this video should work fine, okay? However, if you're watching this and it's still version 1.7.1 and you've tried to follow this tutorial and for some reason whenever you click craft it doesn't work, the subsequent item doesn't get created, I'm going to cover that now. So just to quickly set that scenario up, I'm going to go back to my health potion recipe and I'm going to remove the apple and put the apple back in, and we'll just save and run the game. So this should be what you're experiencing if you're playing 7.1 and you've tried to set up a crafting system but for some reason it doesn't work. This is what tends to happen. You'll put your items in your inventory, you'll open your inventory, you'll open your crafting widget, you'll add your ingredients, and then you go to click the craft button and it's almost as if it's a dead button. It doesn't seem to do anything. The apple and the banana and the bottle don't disappear, and also the item that's supposed to be made doesn't get crafted either. So why is that happening, and also how do you avoid it? As I say, you won't need to worry about this for too much longer because this is about to be patched, but it should be worth mentioning that if you're using 7.1 and you want to get items working straight away, here's the issue. So the issue is that at the moment, post-patch, it's important the order that you put the items into this list, okay? At the moment, this is an order that doesn't work. And if we take a look, it's the order of banana, bottle, and apple. If we take a look at our items in this list, we can see the IDs of our items. So our apple is 2, our banana is 3, and our bottle is 4. I'm looking at the ID number up here, yeah? In the recipe, in the ingredients, our recipe for the health potion is banana, bottle, apple. So it's 3, 4, and then 2. At the moment, the only recipes that work are ones where you put the items in numerical ascending order. So because the apple is 2 and the banana is 3 and the bottle is 4, because the apple is 2, yet we've put it at the bottom, so 3 and 4 are above it, and therefore 2 is suddenly lower, it's not in numerical order. It's out of numerical sequence. But if I was to remove everything and ensure that the apple goes in first, followed by the banana, followed by the bottle, so it is 1, 2, or 2, 3, 4, whatever, it doesn't matter what the numbers are, they don't have to be connected. So in other words, this could be 7, this could be 10, and this could be 14 or whatever, but they just have to be in order. You can't have 10, 14, 7. That's not going to work. But they would have to be in ascending order, okay? For now, it's important to stress until the patch. Once the patch comes out, you can put them in any order you want, okay? All that will matter after the patch is that it's the specific items you want to create the resulting item. But until then, you have to put them in the order of the ID numbers. So just note the ID and make sure you put them in the list in ascending order. So for example, with the stick and the ingot, the stick is 5, the iron ingot is 6, so the stick has to go in first, followed by the 2 iron ingots. If I was to put those in the other way around, so let's just do that as well with the pickaxe. Let's remove the stick and then add the stick back in. Now the stick is in the wrong place as well, so now both of these are not going to craft. So again, we'll open up the crafting menu, we'll put the stick in, control, separate, and this crafted before, but now it doesn't because the stick has gone into the recipe in the wrong order. Yeah, it needs to be in numerical order. So that's how to make it work before the patch. It's just ensure that when you create your recipes for your item that gets crafted, make sure they go into this list in order of this ID number here. So because 2 is before 3, etc., that's the order they have to go in the list. Okay? I think I've made that pretty clear, I hope, by now. So that will wrap up this video. And as I say, this particular part of the video you can pretty much ignore once the update comes out for this. But until then, here's how to avoid that particular issue. So for now, that'll wrap up this video. Hope it's helped and is clear. As you can see, crafting actually isn't that difficult once you get your head around it. It's actually very simple and straightforward. So have fun creating your crafting mechanics. If you have any questions, feel free to post on the Discord. Myself and others will be there to offer any assistance we can. But for now, that will wrap up this video. Thanks for watching.